So he straight up grab her by her hand. I'm like, hey, don't grab her by her hand, man. He like, yo, I'm just playing with her. I'm like, don't play with her like that. So she like, y'all chill. Everybody go back to y'all stations. Go back to y'all stations. I'm like, man, he gotta find another station. So I'm like, I got my chicken station on my own. She like, Roshan, you have to train him. I'm like, no, I don't. So boom, I walk back over to my station. Boom. He like, yo, you bugging. He like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, you could work back there with Dave. I'm like, matter of fact, I walked off because I was heated. I walked off. I knocked on Miss Shirley's office. She opens up the door. She like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, can he work back there with Dave? She like, well, you're supposed to be training him. I'm like, yeah, but right now, I'm like, I don't want to train him. I'm like, he's upsetting me right now. She like, what's going on? I'm like, nah, it's just, he's not focused on work, and he's making me not focus on work. So he could be back there with Dave. She like, you know what? So Miss Shirley comes out. I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to take place. Okay? I don't know. She comes out. She goes straight to him. She like, Christopher? He like, yes, ma'am. She like, you can clock out and go home. Dead like that. So I was like, wait, that was cutthroat. I was like, whoa. She was like, oh, Roshan, get back to your station. I'm like, okay. So boom, I go to my station now. I'm dropping. So boom, Kiki come back there and she see him. She see Christopher putting on the jacket. Miss Shirley had fled the scene already. She said what she said. Boom, dipped and went back in the office. So boom, Kiki comes. She like, hey, yo. I'm like, yeah, what? She like, where is he going? Where you going? She asked Christopher where he's going. He like, Miss Shirley sent me home. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know why. He like, you know why you went back there and told on me. I'm like, oh, she just said go. He like, see, you still playing. He like, man, you need to grow up. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I think I'm going to be stuck at this height for a while. So he like, yeah, whatever. He like, man, you just mad. You mad because she want me. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, she do not want you. I'm like, she probably want me. I'm like, tell him who you want. Straight like that. Miss Shirley comes out. Miss Shirley comes out. She like, I'm looking at the camera. What's going on? So Kiki was like, nothing. I just wanted to let Roshan know that your brother is out there. I'm like, wait, what? What? And so you hear Miss Shirley say, hey, you supposed to be leaving. Did you clock out? He like, I'm about to now. She like, next time I always remember you clock out first, and then you put your clothes on, you put your coat on, and then when you clock, before you clock in, you go back there, you take your coat off, and you clock in. So she throwing down the tea. So I'm like, okay, like whatever happened, it don't matter. I'm winning low key. So boom, he dips. I goes out there. I'm like, wait, he like, hey, come here. So I'm like, Miss Shirley, can I go see what my brother want? She was like, yeah, hurry up because this order's still coming in. I'll watch your chicken. Boom, I go, I'm like, bro, I'm at work. I'm like, how you get out here? Like, mom wanted me to come and put a big order in for the party. I'm like, a big order? He like, yeah. I'm like, okay, what she want? He like, she want 2 pans of 100 wings. I'm like, okay. He like, a pan of ribs, a pan of tips, a pan of fish. He sent a pan of everything. So I'm like, what? He like, yeah, I got the money right here. I'm like, he like, but if you find a way to give us a discount, we can keep some of this and get some bud. I'm like, all right. He like, and we can smoke during the party. I'm like, all right, let me see. So boom, I'm like, give me the list. I took the list. I go back there. I'm like, I ran straight to Miss Shirley, right? I'm like, Miss Shirley, I'm like, look, you see this list? She like, whoo. I'm like, my mama's having a party tonight. I'm like, and she want all this on the list. She like, oh my gosh. She like, yeah, she should have most definitely let us know this a day before. Okay. And what time do she need it by? So I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, hold on. So I grabbed the store phone and I called my mom private. Boom, my mom pick up. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, I got your list. She like, yeah. I need everything. Make sure it's good. I want you to make it. What? This lady is, look, she's a Leo. She's loco. I can't make all this by myself. So I'm just like, yeah, she like, look, make sure you can put extra if you can. I'm like, okay, but Mom, what time you need this by? I'm like, because Miss Shirley, she like, you should have called this a day before. She like, I'm going to spend money. I give her some extra. I'm like, okay, so I didn't tell Miss Shirley that part. I just asked my mom the time. My mama told me the time. I said she needed by the time she picks me up. My mom was going to pick me up. So she like, okay, we can have that all done by that time. So I told Marky, I'm like, hey, go pick up the extra. So he dips back, right? He comes back with the extra bread. So I'm like, here, keep this, right? So I kept a couple of hundreds. He kept a couple of hundreds. And then Miss Shirley was so smooth with it, she still gave a discount. So I'm like, look, we giving this to mom. So Marky like, no, we're going to keep it. I'm like, bro, go back and give this to, I swear to God, I'm finna call her right now and tell her that she got change coming back. I'm like, we already got some. We just split the extra. The extra that he went to go get. So why trying to be greedy? So he like, all right. So boom, he dipped. I call mom straight up, private. Boom, I'm like, hey mom, Marcus should be bringing you some change. She like, okay, straight up, because we ain't gonna overly get over on mom. We not doing that. Boom, I go back there to the back now. I'm dropping the chicken. So Miss Shirley like, look, make sure you get the order together. I need you to make sure you get all the wings together and plus the incoming orders. All right, boom. So now we're busy. We're jam-packed busy. Dave back there like, Roethegoat. So I run back there. I'm like, what's wrong? He like, I got to order this, but it was my mom order. I'm like, don't worry. I'm like, you're not going to do this. I'm like, you see that? It says what time? I'm like, make sure you always looking at the bottom. I'm like, slide your ticket over. So I took the ticket because I don't need you to mess this up. Let me slide this ticket over. So he like, hey, why Miss Shirley told the new boy to go home? I'm like, don't worry about that. I'm like, focus on your food. Boom, I go, boom, I'm getting everything done. So Kiki like, so what happened? I'm like, nothing. She like, am I still coming over tonight? I'm like, you want to, or you want to go with the new boy, Christopher? She like, stop it. I'm like, y'all went on a break together, right? She like, no. I'm like, don't touch me. I'm like, Miss Shirley might be looking. So she like, okay. So boom, she walks off. Boom. So as we get everything together, everything is calmed down. Now it's time for us to finish and prepare my mom's order. So I already got the wings already ready, right? We need the slabs of ribs, the pans. We need all that, everything. We need the fries, all that. So I'm doing the fries. We get everything done. Time is progressing. So I go to Dave. I feel like, Dave, look, now you a part of the establishment, right? I'm like, Dave, look, I give you $10. I'm like, I need your help. He like, I got you, Roethegoat. What you need me to do? I'm like, you think you can clean out the chicken grease? The grease thing, because I wanted to get home and shower and be ready, right? So he like, you think Miss Shirley will let me do that? I'm like, yeah, Miss Shirley don't care as long as it get done. So I'm like, you want me to ask Miss Shirley for you? He like, no. He like, I'll do it. I'm like, just start right now and I can watch her fish stuff. Now my chicken, my station, the fries, everything was done, but you're going to do one gas thing at a time. So boom, I'm back there doing this fish. He already doing it. So I already told Kiki like, hey, Dave gonna look and do the grease thing. And I'm like, I'm gonna do his last few orders. I'm like, cause we're about to shut down, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, and I'm just gonna leave straight out because I wanted to help my mama with the pan of food. My mom was already out in the front, already parked. So it was like, all right, I need to be helping her with the food. So she like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So as I'm finishing up the last order, I hear, shucks! Out of nowhere, I just hear, shucks! I'm like, I'm trying to look like I'm bending like, what happened? I finished up the last order, boom. I cut everything off. I'm coming over there with the tray and I look, this boy cut both of the things off and he draining them both. He gets the last order of wings. So he's trying to like dump the grease. He like, oh, I need to figure out. So I'm like, wait, don't panic. I told him, don't panic. I say, look, how many wings is? I'm like, it's just 10 wings. So the pan that we had that was for my mom's, I went on ahead and I put it on the dude tray. He just wanted 10 simple wings. He just wanted 10 simple wings. That's it. Boom, I gave him the 10 wings. I put 5 in, I took 5 out of one pan, 5 out of, boom. We getting ready to close it down. So Miss Shirley like, you need any help? I'm like, no. My mom now. My brother already at the door. Marky already at the door. So boom, and sure, like, y'all have a good night. So the dude from the smoke area and Alex and them, they like, hey, you wanna? I'm like, no. I'm like, I came, my mom. He like, man. So Dave like, I can do it because I just smoked my doobie with you. So he like, come on, Doofy, you can. So boom, they dip off. So Kiki like, so I'm like, so what? I'm like, you gonna help me with this? She like, yeah, but am I seeing you tonight? I'm like, if you want to see me tonight, I'm like, I'll make sure, you know, I ask my mom. Right? So she like, okay. So boom, we going on ahead. We get everything set in the car. We pulls off. Right? We pulls off. Right? We driving. My mama like, hey, make sure you holding the stuff back there. I'm like, I got it, Mom, I got it. Don't worry. So Marky like, yeah, make sure you don't waste nothing. Or that's going to be your Mr. Postman. My mama like, Pop, watch your mouth, Marky. You always trying to show out. She like, look, y'all already know the rules. Don't let nobody tear up the house. Don't let nobody inside the house. They better go around and pay the people to get in, pay the security. They know what it is to get in on the opposite side. All right, cool. But we pull up. Now we're doing it with the pen. So I said, hey, Mom. She like, yeah. I'm like, can I have one person over to maybe help? She like, you got Mark to help you. I'm like, well, to help me with the party, like if I need any help. She like who? I'm like, somebody I work with. She helped me with the food. She like, okay. I'm like, she the one gave me the discount. She like, okay, she can. Don't tell my house. Don't have her in my room. She got to use the downstairs bathroom. Don't have her upstairs. Don't be doing nothing extra. I'm like, oh, okay, Mom. So I was happy. So boom, I dug in my pocket. I said, hey, you gonna come over later? She like, yeah, when the party start. I'm like, well, it's already kind of like kicking off. My mom already had the bar music going. My dad, like, while my mom picked us up, my dad got everything just going. So it's people just coming, right? You got all the bouncers out there. So as hours and hours pass, it's joking, okay? It's people coming in a little tipsy, a little drunk. I'm talking about bad females, and we talking about like dispatchers, police officers, firefighters, comedians, their friends, they bring their peoples. It was all that, family members. It was everybody back there just lit. So one girl, she comes in. I'm sitting there in the kitchen. She pulling her dress down. She had that dress that just like wouldn't cooperate. It was always like when she moved it, one side go up. So she was like, you make here, right? I'm like, yeah. She like, I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh, it's downstairs. She like, come show me. So I was showing her. She like, hold my hand. I'm like the weirdest stuff I used to have to do at my mom's party was just like, it was like a houseway. So how could you get that lit? So I'm holding her hand. We gets down the stairs. Boom, she go use it. So she like, you still out there because I'm pee-peeing? I'm like, yeah, I'm still out here. I'm being calm. So boom, my phone rings again. I see it's Kiki. I'm like, hello. She like, I'm trying to find a park, but it seemed like it's no parking space. She like, I probably have to park 3 blocks away. I'm like, yeah, now look, when my mom parties was popping, I'm talking about, you can hear the music blocks away, like even hear her on the mic, because when my mama start having them shots back to back, when she get on that mic, it's gonna be hard to get her off the mic. So I'm like, look, just find a place to park and tell me when you park and I'll come meet you. She like, all right. So boom, I hangs up. So the girl, she comes out, she like, I need to get back to the party. You gonna help me? I'm like, yeah. She like, should I give you a couple of dollars? What you like? You want some chips? I'm like, no. So I'm helping her. She like, you look just like your mom. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. So we make it upstairs. I get her close to the door. Now, my man, I'm like, hurry up, get it to the door, get it to the door, get it to the door. Get her to the door. She gets out the door. Thank God, get out. Whoa, here come Caleb. I want popcorn. I'm like, Caleb, you don't, my phone, zzz, zzz. Marky like, hey, bro. I'm like, wait. I'm like, hello? She like, I found the parking spot. I'm like, all right, where you at? She like, I'm over here by like a park. It's like, you could play like baseball, volleyball, and it's a basketball court. I'm like, I know exactly where you at. I'm like, stay right there. Just be in the car. So Marky like, where you finna go? I'm like, I'm finna go meet Kiki. He like, I'm like, what? He like, but mom said it's cute. I'm like, yeah, mom, no. And so Caleb like, what about my pop? I'm like, Caleb, go to your room. So he stormed off. He like, I'm coming back down in 3 minutes to ask about my popcorn. I'm not playing. I am the king. He storms off. Marky like, look, I'm finna go get some loud. I'm like, oh, he like, with the extra money. I'm like, okay. He like, and my friend gonna get us some wine. I'm like, some wine? He like, yeah. He like, well, what you want me to get? I'm like, wine is cool. I'm like, get some coolers. All right, just get some coolers. He like, all right, boom. We both leave at the same time. We time it. So I took the extra spare keys. I told him I was going to beat him back. Me and Mark, once we got out the door, we did our secret handshake. Boom, we split ways. I hurried up and go to the park. As I'm going to the parkway, I see Beth and Cynthia, right? So I see them. So I'm like, so I keep walking. So Beth like, yeah, you by yourself. I'm like, steady walking. Boom, I get towards the parkway. I call. I'm like, hey, where you at? Where you park at exact? I'm like, come out by the stop sign. She comes. Boom, I see her. She runs to me. I give her a hug. I'm like, oh, you smell good. You could tell she showered and just re-showered and just lotioned herself up. And everything was perfect. You know, like when the hair is like long and like got that curl with it. And it just smell good. And your face glisten. And you got the lip gloss on. And you just, woo, looking good. Got the jeans that make your booty go pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, woo, like looking good. So smelling good. Boom, we walking. So we had to walk past Beth says again, like, oh, yup. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, so Kiki like, ain't that the same girl that got beat up? I'm like, yeah. So all you hear is whatever y'all just said. I bet you won't say it in my face. You just trying to provoke us. I'm just like, come on, just keep walking. So I put my arm around her. So she like, you still mad? I'm like, I'm not mad about nothing. So boom, we get to my house. Boom, my mom must have ain't come in, right? So we chilling, right? So it's at a point that we got a show on. Nobody kind of bothered us within about 15 to 20 minutes. So she kind of like sitting in between like my lap. I'm like, yo, my mom, because when you in the living room, when you come from the back doorway and you're going to come in the kitchen, you'll be in the kitchen, but we got that little open, like it's an open boxway in the wall, like where you can see like straight through. So my mama come in, she can see everything we doing. So I was like, yo, just be. So she just like kind of hugging me, but laying in between my legs, right? And kind of like hugging me. So I'm like sitting, I got one leg on the couch and the other leg on the floor. So she like sitting in the middle, like just hugging me, and I'm just like hugging her. So Caleb come downstairs. I don't hear him, but I heard him when he finally arrived, like on the floor, not downstairs. I heard him on the floor because he was like, oh, and so she popped up. He like, y'all was kissing? That's what Caleb said. He like, y'all was kissing? I'm like, boy, no. I'm like, mind your business. He like, I just wanted my popcorn. What are y'all down here doing? I'm like, nothing. She like, oh, look at his eyes. Because Caleb got like those I don't know, like those brown eyes, like those. It was just the eyes. And they changed colors like my dad's, right? That's the only thing I'm mad about, that I didn't get those eyes. Me and Mark did not get those eyes, but Caleb did. So his eyes was just pretty. So she like, he's so cute. So he was like, come play the game. You want to watch me come play the game, Roethegoat? I'm like, no. I'm like, I got to watch the party. She like, I can watch. I'm like, huh? So he like, you want to watch me? He like, I can show you all the cool moves on Sonic. So I'm like, she like, he cute. I'll be back. So she got up and went with Caleb. So I'm like, ooh. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to make his popcorn. She finna come up out of there. So boom, I'm popping the popcorn, melting this butter, getting everything together. So somebody comes through the back door. Back door now open. It's this dude. He like, I just need to find my car. I gotta go. Man, your mom put so much liquor in one drink. He like, she do this on purpose. I'm like, you think you should be driving? He like, don't worry, kiddo. This is when I'm at my best. he's walk out, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. He still supposed to went through the back doorway, right? Through the bouncers, through the security. So boom. So Marky comes through the front. Cause the dude, when he unlocked it, I didn't go lock it back immediately. I was still doing Caleb butter. So Marky come in, he like, why you got mom door? I'm like, the dude just left. I'm like, he like, all right, mom gonna get you. I'm like, lock the door behind you. He like, don't yell at me. I'm like, lock the, he like, see you yelling at me, but wait till you see what I got. I'm like, whatever. So he locked the door. He had a little cookie. The cookie was small. He like, my guy gave me this edible. He like, but look, the loud was skunky. Skunk. Key. I'm like, look, I gotta go upstairs. He like, what? I'm like, you got switches? He like, that's the problem I got. I don't have that. I'm like, well, just take it from mom room. He like, okay, you do that part. I'm like, I do it. Like, it ain't nothing. Mom ain't gonna know it's missing. She got tons of it. So boom. I'm like, I gotta go get this to Caleb. So I start putting the butter on the popcorn, like pouring it, the melted butter that I did. I'm like, Kiki up there with him. He like, for what? I'm like, he got the cute face, you know, with that. He like, all right, I'll be in my room. He like, y'all come down here. I'm like, all right. He like, I got the drinks too. I'm like, all right. Now, Mark got everything. He just don't got the swishers. Now, mind you, when I told Mark to go, I told him to do what? Get some wine coolers. That's what I told him to get. So, boom, I go upstairs with the popcorn. I'm like, hey, Caleb, come here. He looking. He like, what? I'm like, keep your door cracked like this. He like, okay. He like, I am. He like, but thank you for my popcorn. He like, now get out. I'm like, what? He like, get out. I'm like, no. I'm like, Kiki, come on. I'm like, we gotta go. He was like, she's watching me play the game. I'm like, she's not. She's like, yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, we finna go downstairs to my brother. I'm like, you're supposed to be helping me. He like, she's watching me play. I'm like, Caleb. He like, I don't want no popcorn then. I don't want, she like, no, come on, let's eat popcorn together. I'm like, Kiki. She like, don't do that to your little brother. I'm like, okay. So as I leave out, all you hear is back door now opening. It's my mom. I'm like, hey mom. She like, I'm coming to check on Caleb. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, he didn't even eat his food yet. I'm like, but he wanted popcorn. I got him popcorn. He got my friend in there, and my friend is standing there because she probably feel bad. She like, let me go see. So she opened up the door, right? He got the door locked. Now, normally Caleb always had the door locked. Boom. The girl, Kiki, is in his bed. So she like, so my mama shut the door like, no, let her be in there because Boo Man don't let nobody sit on his bed. And that's true. Not even me, Mark, nobody. Without wanting the sheets changed immediately because he was a germophobic. So he like, just let, I'm like, why she supposed to be in? Oh, all right. Okay, cool. All right. So I go back downstairs. My mom family leave out. When she leaves out, I go back in her room. I go straight to Marky. As I go to Marky, I'm chilling, right? I go to Marky. Marky got the music, Ice Cube playing, you know what I'm saying? So he rolling up. So he like, you want to see what I got? I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking that this dude got wine coolers. This dude came back with Hypnotic. I said, bro, this liquor, right? He like, yeah, this the one we had in Mom Bar. This the one you like. I'm like, how you get it? He like, don't worry about it. I'm like, bro, he like, my friend went in there and got it for us. He like, and I just gave him $5. I'm like, all right. He like, go get your cup. So I shoot upstairs. Now, as I'm shooting upstairs, I'm running into two couples. I'm like, oh, excuse. They're like, hey, where's the bathroom? I'm like, well, there's only one bathroom that y'all can use, this one downstairs. So he like, all right. So they both was finna try to go in there. Now, everybody know that people get naughty in the bathroom because that's what be happening at my mom's party. So I'm like, hey, y'all both can't go in there. So I went in there with them. I'm like, y'all both can't go in the same time. He like, younger, this my lady. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, nah, my mom won't want that. He like, your mom been knowing me for a while. I'm like, yeah, but I know, but I'm like, this just the house rules. So he like, okay. He like, this your house, this the house rules. So boom, they use it, boom, one by one, they get out. We're not playing that. I'm trying to do a quick in and out. So boom, I grab some cups. My phone, zzz, it goes off. I'm like, oh, this Raymond. So I'm like, hold on, just give me a second. So I go downstairs. I'm like, hey, I'm like, this Raymond. So I pick up. So Raymond like, hey, I'm at the door. I'm like, all right, here I come. Boom. I leave out of Marky room. I go upstairs. When I open up the door, it's Raymond and Darnisha. Now, I forgot that Darnisha was coming, right? So I'm like, hey, y'all, come, let's go in Marky room. So boom, I'm like, where your mama at? He like, yo, she went around the bounce. I'm like, tell her she ain't got to go around. So they go back out. Boom, go get the mama. I let the mama through, you know, through the kitchen way, through the back door so she can easily get in and don't got to pay. So boom, they end up going, you know what I'm saying, going downstairs in Marky room. So I grab more cups already. So boom, we having a little sip. So Kiki shoot me a text. She like, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm downstairs in my brother room. And so she like, all right, she like, I'm leaving your brother right now. He finna get on the computer. I told him I'm finna use the bathroom. I'll be back to check on him. So she texts me. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm finna meet you. So I come up the stairs. She comes down the stairs. Boom, we go down. So she like, I'm thirsty. I'm like, yeah, Marky got everything ready. I'm like, we finna get ready to smoke. So when we go down there and I open the door, Darnisha and Kiki lock eyes.